Here's a warning on usnews.com. It's on a few different news websites published this morning. Republicans warn bank CEOs to steer clear of social, cultural issues, stating that banks are taking a liberal stance on social and cultural issues. Does that mean the banks are going woke? But more importantly than that, you posted a video, PFS on YT posted a video yesterday, and it was about it included you recalling a recent event of a lot of police activity
Correct.
in a
Very
affluent.
high-end, affluent, gated neighborhood.
Title of that video is "Police Shot and Killed a Man on My Way Home Yesterday." This is affecting everyone or everybody or us all or a lot of people. So this is
Something like
affecting a
that.
lot of people. And interesting, I received a comment, unrelated, but yesterday I received a comment on a video that said, one of your videos you talked about how your channel is made to help people and to not scare them. But lately all I've been seeing is the complete opposite with these horrifying thumbnails. LOL. Let's get back to how we can take advantage of these economic times, providing knowledge behind certain strategies and ensuring that if you play your cards right, everything will be okay.
Can I just jump in here real fast? From what I got from that comment was all he has ever done is look at your thumbnails and never listened to a single video.
This was actually on the video we did yesterday morning.
Doesn't mean he listened to it or watched it.
And the thumbnail is just a picture of you and I.
I mean, I scare some people early in the morning, but damn.
Picture of you and I. A house behind us is falling apart. A few dollar bills. And a caption that says going broke. ...
Why that should scare anybody doesn't make sense. I mean, technically, that should scare you and I.
The video is actually more about a comment that had came in about selling things now or before it was too late to start getting money that you theoretically need and elaborating on if you do that, what do you do next? What do you do with the money? But I feel like it's very funny that came through yesterday when it did. And it, to me, ties into the incident that occurred in this golf course, ocean or waterfront, gated yacht club community. Guess what?
What?
They probably thought they were safe.
Oh, yeah. I know they thought they were safe. That false sense of security. False sense of security, yeah. I haven't had all my coffee yet. You think, okay, you've got a gated community. Nobody that doesn't live there can get in. You see that all the time, though, at apartment complexes. It's supposed to be gated, and the gates are open during the busy hours in the morning and in the afternoon to make it easier for residents to get in and out. But it also makes it easier for people who don't live there to get in and out.
You know, it's kind of funny because people think the same thing about their money in the bank. They think because it's in a bank, it's safe. Because they think the money is locked up in a vault, i.e. is safe. Their money is safe. When in all actuality, the bank doesn't actually really have your money. It has a ledger. And it takes your money and then it loans it out. But in this instance of...
So you put your money in the bank and Jim Bob's over there spending it.
Well, yeah. Well, they loan it. They loan it out. They expect to get it back plus interest, but that doesn't always happen. And so, granted, there are situations where they do take your money and they embezzle it, and it's a Ponzi scheme. We've seen them before. We'll see them again. But in the situation of people thinking they're safe, a wise man told me years ago. He said, he told me he actually would spend time once a week. His name was Chris. He was misunderstood. He was very smart, very intelligent. Most people didn't like him.
Is that why he's misunderstood? Like, why is that the word that's used for people when people don't
I
like
understood
them?
him clearly, but most people didn't like him.
Okay.
Because he didn't tell you what you wanted to hear.
Okay.
He wasn't falling in line. He wasn't getting with the program. And he said that he would spend a week every day, once a week he would go to a prison, and he would bring his guitar, he would play, and he would just talk to prisoners. Just talk to them.
Okay.
And he said he understood people very well. He was in a management role in a sales position.
You'd have to understand people to get to a management role in sales.
And we were talking about something, and we got to the point of somebody tried to steal something from him or something like that. And I was like, but the door was locked, and you got a safe, and all this, that, and the other. And he said, Kevin, he goes, locks are only there to keep honest people honest.
Doesn't stop the dishonest people whatsoever.
No, not at all. Doesn't matter how much that lock costs or anything like that. And the crazy thing is that what we share, at least what I share, I'm pretty sure it's the same for you. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do something that I never do. Never. I just did it right there. I'm gonna use the word never and always.
You flip out when I do that.
I never do this, but people, videos on YouTube, always can scare and incite fear in anyone.
Oh, extremely true. It's all in how you look at things. Like, you and I can look at the exact same thing and have two completely different takes on what it is. If it's happy, if it's fearful, if it's sad, it just depends on how you personally internalize what you're seeing or what you're reading or what you're hearing.
Exactly. So, as far as my titles and thumbnails, if they scare you, look, this is life. This is the news headline. Think about it. Think about how scared people will be when the headline comes out, Biden decides to run for a second term. Think about how scared people will be when they see that,
Well, you have to think about the fact that there's also just as many people who will be scared when they hear that Trump is running for a second term.
How about I read a headline, or it was actually a link to a website that was going down a list of all the stores that were closing. That could be scary.
That's extremely scary.
There were about 30 companies on the list with hundreds of stores closing, one of which was GNC, General Nutrition Center.
Which honestly makes sense to me.
The other one was Starbucks, and Starbucks had like 200 stores closing. So two things. One, GNC, I don't know how they're still in business.
Most of their stuff is now online, I would think, too. But, hey, side note, I ordered online because they do their, not really BOGO. It's buy one, get one half off. So it's not really buy one, get one free. But they do that on their Lean Shake, which is what I use. And I ordered some online, and they sent me ones that expired in 2021. They're like, listen, we have this sitting in the warehouse. She's not in the store to yell at us or tell us no. So pack it up, ship it out, and it is what it is.
Now, I will say with GNC that it's probably a very low-cost operation to get up off the ground, especially if you're in a mall or strip mall. It's not a standalone location, which I've never seen. The rent's probably low. It only takes a few employees to run it. They were on commission. And the products that they sell usually have about a 80% markup. They're pills and powders and shakes and drinks and supplements and vitamins made in mass production, just relabeled so many different times. The profit margin is unreal. Now, Starbucks, on the other hand, I kind of get that one.
I understand the Starbucks also because they are everywhere now, but also they went up in areas that have now become what some people would say are undesirable areas to be in. And people who generally shop at Starbucks, listen, this is me probably going to ruffle feathers here, not my intention, but whatever. People who generally shop at Starbucks are a little wealthier or a little more lenient with their money, and you don't want to mix people who want to rob people with people who have money to be taken.
I hear you, but I don't think that's necessarily the case, especially considering...
It is in Seattle.
Especially considering driving through L.A. going to Rodeo Drive,
Oh, that's true.
and literally on the other side of the street, you feel fear for your life. So
That's true.
I don't think it. I
Okay.
I think
Okay.
partially because of how many stores Starbucks opened, it's easy to close them. So if you only had 400 stores and you closed 200, but if you got a million stores, I'm not saying they have a million stores, but when we walked through New York City, there was a Starbucks on each corner. It was oversaturated.
Now, here's my question. I'm pretty sure Starbucks is just like Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, McDonald's, everybody else, where it's a franchise. So does the owner of that franchise get to determine that they are closing, or does Starbucks say, hey, listen, I hate it for you. You tried, but there's too many.
Well, yeah, I mean, the owner of the franchise, if it's not turning a profit, then they're going to decide to close. And much like FedEx Ground is the FedEx Ground is the deliveries are made by contractors, not by FedEx. So if that contractor chooses to shut down their business, which 54% of FedEx Ground contractors are losing money. Side note, grim future outlook for deliveries and package shipments as we head into this holiday season. But I talk about that on another video. You guys can check it out. But if Starbucks, similar franchise, independent contractor, decides to close, the news doesn't say, Lake Michigan Holding Company decides to close Starbucks store. No, they'll say Starbucks,
Not which specific one.
right. And the
That scares you more.
picture is painted that Starbucks is closing, but when you have so many, it kind of makes sense. Like it's just too many.
Yeah.
It's like here. It's like when you declutter some of the stuff we have. It's like, nope, I have too many shirts. I have too many mugs. I have too many shoes. I have too many of anything. I don't need them all. I'm going to get rid of some of them.
Big difference between need and want. Want them all, don't need them. How many times do you need a pair of high heels at the beach?
But that could scare people just from the headline alone, but for the fact that they work for these companies and they're thinking, oh, crap, if they're closing, then I'm going to lose my job.
Very true.
But it's just a headline. It's just a headline. And if you can't take it, if you want this, if you want to be like these banks that Republicans are warning about their social and cultural issues and stances, if you want just somebody to fluff you up and paint a pretty picture and tell you everything's going to be okay, I hate to break it to you, you're not going to get it here.
Yeah, no. We'd much rather be honest and straightforward and give it to you like it is than try to sugarcoat or spare feelings or whatever else, because that is not helpful to anybody in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, this is about planning and preparing, and the only way you can really plan and prepare is if you have a clue as to what's going on and what's coming and what's possible. Not, oh, everything's going to be fine. I highly, we got so many things that we are up against. And I'm not saying like we in the sense of me and you, or me and the collective black people, which people like to throw that out.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're black, you have this inherent problem, which
Because
actually,
you're white, you have this inherent advantage. Oh, wait, that one's true.
unless you're a woman, and who said that? Oh man, Fox News was dogging her about, AOC.
Oh, yeah.
AOC said that she thought that she was discriminated against because she was a woman in Washington. But Richard Fain actually put up a video, and it was actually probably one of his better videos and received higher views than normal. And he was talking about, it was a message for black people about the wealth transfer. And I didn't watch the whole video, but I think the gist of it was, y'all need to stop worrying about what was and pay attention to what is and what can be.
Yeah.
And, I think Ron DeSantis, he was on some news outlet talking about why he chooses to have Florida's school curriculum the way that it is. And I guess this is like critical race theory somewhat. and about how they teach history, which made me think. It's like wondering, will we change history? Like, with the evolution and the speed of which the things change now and the updates that we see, which are almost instantaneous for the simple fact that school now is on a computer, shouldn't we be teaching recent history?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even history, like old history, is still not taught correctly in a lot of places. It's sugar-coated in a lot of places. But what matters to the kids in school now is what happened in 1950, 60, 70, 80, not what happened in 1600s, 1800s. None of that stuff really pertains to much.
How about the simple phrase, history repeats itself?
History does repeat itself.
So, and this is my motivation for the day. This is my uplifting. This is my get the wheels turning. If history repeats itself, right? And there are collective groups out there that love to claim this BLM acronym and continuously complain about a situation instead of actually doing something about a situation. If history repeats itself, why do we keep teaching the history of this is how bad it was, and this is what black people went through, and this is what white people did, versus the new history of, hey, look at the success that this black person had, this black family had, this black company had, this black business owner had.
Oh, that's easy. It's all about divide and conquer. You can't divide and conquer if you show that everybody can be even and equal and have the same things in life. You have to continuously make somebody feel like they've been put down and make somebody feel like they've lifted up or been the put downer, or however you want to phrase it. But if you constantly put something out there to keep people mad at each other or afraid of each other, then nobody can really fully unite and make things better.
Oh, never, ever. But even before that, crazy part about it is if you are one of these people that fall into this category that think because of the color of your skin you're already discounted, that's your first problem. But if you think about it, this was going on long ago. The divide,
Yes.
between white people, they were having wars with each other.
Well, yeah. Well, and between the sexes, men against women and white people against white people, black people against black people. I mean, Asians against Asians. You have North Korea and all these people. Like, it doesn't really matter. There's always going to be strife amongst somebody.
But if you want to pick one as the excuse and reason why you are unsuccessful and never will be,
reach
then
your hand in a basket and swirl them around and pick one out and go with it.
that's your problem, and that's why you won't succeed. That's, you shouldn't be worried about canning, which I guess that's another question is, what percentage of black people are worried about prepping and preparing?
I've probably seen 3 on YouTube, and then every once in a while you'll get somebody in a comment, but without actually meeting them or seeing them, you never know. They could just be trying to get your attention.
And angry prepper, I don't even know if he's like a prepper. If he might just be angry.
I don't watch him. I don't know.
I don't watch him either. But
just the name made me go, nope, I don't want to deal with that energy.
he's angry. He's vulgar.
I can't.
And people like it. It's all good. But yeah, and this divide is unreal. I don't mean to go onto a political tangent here, but there are claims that Ron DeSantis shipped illegal immigrants to Martha's Vineyard. He spent taxpayers' dollars.
I was about to say, that sounds like a lot of money being spent to be petty.
He spent a lot of money. He spent a lot of money to send a very few amount of people to Martha's Vineyard to send a message. Now, he's claiming that he didn't do it. But the point is that if he had anything to do with it, he's a potential presidential candidate, which means that he chose to deliver a quote unquote problem to California. But as a president, you got the whole country, not just Florida. So how do you set a precedent of how you can lead a country by saying if I don't like you and I don't like what you are doing or what you're saying, I'm going to do what I want, and I don't care how it affects you. Actually, I hope it affects you negatively.
Didn't we already have a president like that?
Name like which one? Which one?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we've already had presidents like that. But did you know DeSantis was also the high? I don't know how to phrase it because I remember reading the article. But he has made the most money for campaigning as a governor, running for like. How did they put this crap? So he's made more money as a governor running for his position than most people make running for president. He's made more money because they know that this is his really big push to actually get into the running for president.
Well, no, he's got a big push to get in, and Trump's got a big push to stay out.
Yeah, there was actually another thing. What city is it? Some city just sued him and his kids and his businesses and everything else.
New York, wasn't
I think it was New York.
So the Republican...
Can you run for president if you're being sued by multiple states and agencies?
I'm sure you could try. That'd be a very interesting and newsworthy coverage. So if anybody's still watching at 21 minutes and you want to,
or listening,
and listening at 21 minutes and you want to have a great leverage point, go ahead and start planning now to start covering the news.
Yeah.
This will be the new Amber Heard, Johnny Depp.
Oh, gosh.
We'll have months of political coverage of the next Republican nominee. Get ready now because all eyes are going to be on that.
I agree.
I mean, you got potentially Ron DeSantis and Trump, and then you got Joe Biden and Gavin Newsom. It's like when they create that heavy.
Have the two most polar opposites between Newsom and DeSantis.
It's like the heavyweight boxing match that everybody can't wait for. Now, they're pumping it up. We're going to see posters and billboards. We might even see a weigh-in, and DeSantis will punch Biden in the face as they're nose to nose. And
because Biden will be going in to give him a kiss or a handshake.
Biden will have his shades on and give him little finger pistols.
Obama in the background just shaking his head like, what the hell?
laughing. He's the smartest one of them all. But either way, PFS on YT's got hashtag Squirrel Tribe. Check it out on her channel. And also the RTS Tactical Rapid Deploy IFAC Medical Kit is still available for you to input your email address, your first name, and your username or whatever screen tag you go by on YouTube. The link's in the description, and winner will be announced after October 1st. You guys take care. Be safe. See you on the next one. Bye.